streaming. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Okay, let's see here, alright, can everyone hear me? Is it too loud? Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Hello everyone, hello Orly, hello Digital Darling Arts, hello everyone, yeah, so, I'm Alex918, back for, another live stream! Yeah, hi, Lucas the Fox! Hello, everyone, hello. Yeah, morning, actually? Okay, oh, you can hear us? Hear me, sorry. Good, alright, good. I mean, yeah, good morning to you, Digital Darling, but for me, it's actually night, well, evening for me, but I guess that's what I get for living in a different time zone from a whole lot of my followers. Well, anyway, so, yes, I'm here with another live stream, so, yeah, oh man, it's been a long time since I've done one of these. Like, what, 4 months? I think the last one I did was, what, back in April? Oh, you can hear me, TMNT Hedgehog 5. Okay, that's good. I'm glad everyone can hear me. Just hope it doesn't get too hot in here. I had to turn off my AC unit, 'cause it was just too loud for my microphone. Alright. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna be working on bases. More specifically, I'm gonna... And, yeah, like, bases, like, basic, bust shots, I guess you can say. Like, from the waist up? Or whatever? I don't know what to call it, but... yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna be making bases of that, and... yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say about this, but... so yeah, let's get right into it. I'm also gonna be playing some, MLP Grimdark, Darkfic, or whatever, in the background, so, yeah, if you guys don't really like that, then, okay, just a forewarning, I'm sorry, I never know what to say for these live streams. Okay, let's see here. Let's get started. Don't save. Okay, just gonna do this. Yeah, this is just what I'm doing to get started. Alright, oh, my phone's already on. Okay, let's go! Now, this is, Obab Scribbler's, latest, yeah, it's her latest, fanfic reading. Like, posted, today, actually. It's called The Old Green Mare, and, I mean, I've heard it before, but from a different fic reader, and, well, like, Hobab Scribbler and, Lost Narrator, even Guru Serenade, like, they all do really good fanfic readings. They're very atmospheric, and, like, they always add a whole bunch of stuff into, like, give the fics more emotion that they read, like, more emotion, and that's what I really like about it. Yeah, so, I'm gonna try and resize this. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to... Just... Sorry, I'm really trying to do something here. Yeah, so, oh, wow, how big is this? Oh, okay, yeah, this is good. Okay. Anyway, how many of you have clicked off the video at this point? Huh? Torso? No, not exactly. That's not exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Okay, here we go. Memius Ice Creamius turns Alex 918 into ice cream. Oh, jeez. You do that a lot, Lucas. Third time I've witnessed it. Not being rude, just saying. Yeah, he did that same exact thing on the Discord. Like, he made me turn Jay into ice cream and made me eat him. I mean, like, it's pretty morbid when you think about it, but it's... jeez. Like, but I mean, I know where you're coming from. And, like, I mean, it's not like... like, I know where it's from. It's, like, from a Asdef movie. Like, one of the bits from one of the Asdef movies. And speaking of the Asdef movies, like, my favorite... I think my favorite, like... my favorite bit of all time has to be from the... You can't... Like, has to be the... You're fired, you can't fire me, I quit. And it just keeps going on, and, like, the whole... Oh, man. I don't want to... Like, it's really funny. I don't want to say anything else about it, because I'm just gonna burst out laughing and not be able to get anything done. But, yeah. I can't remember, but there was one about me, the lovely cursed queen. Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't exactly see that. Or, I don't know. MLP Genshin Impact. I don't play Genshin Impact. So, like, yeah, jeez. Alright, anyway, yeah, back to the fanfic I was talking about. Jeez, I just get so sidetracked on these things. But, yeah, so, like, I'm really excited to see how, Obab Scribbler handles this fanfic, because it's... Like I said, she puts a lot of emotion into everything she does. And I'm just really... I really can't wait, really. So, yeah, I forgot to do something. Just give me 1 second. Okay! Yeah, I told you it'd only take a second. I'm fast like that. Anyway. Okay, enough talky. Let's listen.
Granny Smith was, without question, one of the most respected ponies in Ponyville. When she was young, her family moved away from the produce barrens of the East to settle in some nice bottom land near the Everfree Forest. The earth was dark, fertile, and loaded with the promise of good harvests for many years. It was in that earth that the Apple family's seed found purchase. It was there that Sweet Apple Acres came to be. The Apple family toiled from sunup until the moon rose. Granny Smith kept a watchful eye over the happenings on the farm. It was she who made and cultivated the Zap Apple, a fruit so rare that it only truly grew successfully on that farm into the cash crop it was. It was the same green pony who kept the finances in check and made sure every single pony on that farm did their fair share and sacrificed what they could to ensure that Sweet Apple Acres would be a success for generations.
There we go.
Pony said that it was this hard work, pride, heart, and knowledge that made the elderly pony smile a smile that could brighten the gloomiest of days.
Okay, let's see here. Oh! Hey, Starlight! Glad you could make it! Alright, okay, yeah, so sorry to have to do this, but I do this with a whole lot of stuff. Like, yeah, I use Pinterest for a lot of things. I save a whole lot of stuff. So, yeah, like, and I think it's really helped me, get my, improve on my art style. My artwork, I guess you can say. Alright, I just need one of a bust shot. Do I have one? I got feet, got hands. I got this. I'm sure if you've seen my videos, I've used that a lot in the past year or so. Mail. Alright. Yeah, like, I really struggle to draw. I mean, ever since I decided to improve my art style, this is basically what I've been doing. So, yeah, like a bunch of my, I guess, like a bunch of my pictures that I've I've made, I'm gonna try and redraw, especially like the redraws of the redraws. Here, I'll show you some that I'm thinking about, like hold on a minute. Alright, yeah. This is one of the pictures I'm thinking of doing a redraw of. This is actually a redraw of another picture. Oh god, I almost don't want to pull it up. It's so bad! But I'm gonna show you guys. Yeah, this is what it was originally. Look at how bad it is! Oh my god! I mean, I made this back, like, in 2017, like, literally, like, Like, this was like 4 years ago. Like, I think this was literally 4 years ago as of this stream going live. Like, oh my god. Like, I mean, I was rushing, so I guess, like, that's something. And, yeah, so back to this. Kinda wanna try and redraw this again. Like, redraw 2.0. And instead of using a screenshot from the one-shot game, I'm gonna try and draw it myself. Like, try and make it better. Also, there's another one I'm thinking of redrawing. Hold on. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. Okay, so, there's, this one, I actually posted this back in January of 2020. Like, I kind of want to redraw this one as a redraw 2.0 too, because back at the beginning of 2020, all throughout 2020 actually, I was trying to find my new drawing style. Like, got the eyes, kind of weird body proportions, and like, I don't know. So, yeah, and this is actually a redraw in and of itself, and, this is what it was originally. I mean, I did get comments saying this was cute, but really? You find this cute? I mean, I guess the eyes, but like, bruh. Yeah, so, yeah, hopefully I'll try and redraw this one too, because now my new art style is a bit more concrete, but I'm still really trying to figure it out. So, yeah, that's just basically all this to say that I'm just trying to improve the way I draw, like, the way I draw things, especially humans. Like, I actually suck at drawing. I mean, not as much as I sucked, like, let's say 5 years ago, but my art isn't good compared to a whole lot of other speed painters that I watch. Suggestion. You think you have a guest on stream to just draw and talk and answer questions with? Well, I've actually been thinking of starting podcasts on my second channel, Writing Alex918, but I just haven't been getting around to that. Like, it's been almost a year since I posted my last video on that channel, and I'm trying to post another video about that on that channel, so, yeah. You ever watch this YouTuber called Inquisitomaster? Never heard of him, so no. The looking old art feeling. Funny at best, cringy at worst, but always cool to see how much one has improved. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's always good to look back and see where it all began. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'm really gonna try here. Alright. Enough of this. Let's get back to this and listening to the fanfic. Here we go.
Every pony agreed that the Apple family was, without question, the strongest pillar of the community. And yet, over the years, some ponies began to whisper about just what occurred on that farm late at night. Some claimed that they had seen Granny Smith engage in bizarre rituals while wearing the dyed pelts of various woodland creatures. Others recalled the time during a particularly miserable drought when her son and daughter-in-law were found dead due to unknown and unnatural causes. Both ponies were found on the edge of the western orchard, their bodies mangled almost beyond recognition. Something large had come for their very hearts and souls, and was not satisfied until it had ripped and torn them to bits.
Ugh. Yeah, sorry if that's triggering to some people. Damn. Okay, let's see. I can never really get these right. Sorry I stopped the fic again. I'm trying to think here how I usually do these. Does that look good? No. Neck is too small. Would be too small. There we go. Okay. No, now the neck's too long. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this perfect. All right. Here we wait. There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, what have I got here? Oh, no, hold on. There's another thing. The female body. Drawing tips. There we go. Actually. Okay, I'm just gonna do this for now. No, alright.
No beast was ever captured. The farm miraculously rebounded, and by the time cider season came about, it was almost as if the pair had never existed. Finally, there was the question about the Apple family finances. It was no secret that the apples made a hefty sum off of the Zap apple harvest, cider season, and various other fruit and vegetable seasons. And yet, no bank account could be found in any Apple family member's name. Once again, some ponies wondered where all of the bits they earned went. Some argued that it must be in a large safe somewhere on the farm. It was this story that caught the attention of two griffins, Leo and Polo. Leo and Polo were foreign to Equestria and not known to those in Ponyville. Such stories about the Apple family were not spoken to outsiders, but when plied with enough cider, any pony's tongue can be loosened just enough to allow for certain key details to come forth.
I feel like the Griffin should have been called Marco and Polo. You know, considering, Marco Polo, the game that you play when you're in the pool or swimming or whatever. But, yeah. Alright. Now to ears. There we go. Alright.
With enough coins spent on cider and a lack of interest in whatever rumors surrounded Granny Smith, Leo and Polo decided it might be a good idea to call upon the old green mare and see if perhaps they could earn a wage during the current season. At least, that's what they told the ponies. In truth, the two griffins had other interests and talents that were not related to harvesting crops or general agricultural work. They were burglars by trade and by passion. Leo had met the smaller and meeker Polo while serving time in prison back in their homeland for pursuing what it was they were most passionate about. Once out of jail, Leo and Polo began plucking whatever they could from whomever they could. Sometimes it meant that there was a struggle between the burglars and the soon-to-be burgled. Unfortunately, sometimes that meant that the victim would be unable to ever tell the authorities about what had happened to him or her due to the rather final nature of the beating they received.
Oof.
It was never personal and merely a business formality, one that Polo hoped could be avoided this time around. Leo and Polo decided that May 1st would be an ideal night to make their call on Granny Smith. They had overheard from other ponies that her grandchildren would be gone for the day to deliver pies to some of the more treacherous parts of Equestria, and would be back late the following night.
Huh. You know, this actually doesn't look too bad. Now I just need to start adding everything else.
Wow, this new Coca-Cola.
Oh my god.
This is the best Coke ever.
Hold on. There we go.
With that bit of information in mind, the pair pulled a large wagon that they had procured earlier that day down the rutty dirt road toward the farm. The ancient gnarled trees hid Sweetapple Acres from the rest of Ponyville as if it were a shrine to some long-forgotten god. It wasn't until they could see the house that the two set their plan in motion. Leo told Polo to pull the cart over to the edge of the western orchard, parking the rear left wheel in a ditch. Once the smaller griffin was in place, Leo would knock on the door and ask if he could borrow a phone due to the wagon being stuck and them being lost. If, however, he could not gain access to the farmhouse that way, he would simply barge in and ask much more forcefully where the money was, and then tie her up and flash a light in the second-story window so that Polo could pull the wagon up, they would load it, and be out of town before the rooster crowed. Polo waited by the wagon, its wheels sitting just inside of the ditch. He watched as the larger, darker griffin entered the brightly lit house. The smaller griffin sat back on his haunches, watched and waited. The minutes ticked by slowly, and as each minute passed, the small griffin became more anxious. Sweat beaded on his brow. His gaze turned toward the dark brown forest next to him. Polo looked at the trees and their blighted leaves. It was as if rain hadn't fallen on the farm in quite some time. It would be a bad harvest for this family, of that he was certain. After half an hour, Polo began to fidget nervously. He wondered what could be taking Leo so long.
There we go.
On most burglaries, they were in and out of a place in no more than 5 or maybe 10 minutes. The griffin wondered quietly to himself if Leo had had to get rough with the old green mare.
There.
He hoped that wasn't the case, and while beating someone you were burgling might be a standard business practice, it was not one he preferred. The anxious sweat ran down his face, and as he was wiping his brow with a shaking claw, a loud series of blood-curdling screams echoed from the farmhouse.
Huh. That voice sounds familiar. I think I recognize who that is. Like, I mean, it maybe Kudu's Serenade. I mean, I don't know. Well, I'll find out in the credits. Alright. There we go. Don't save? I don't know what... Oh, there we go.
Then, complete silence, followed by complete darkness from within. Polo's heart pounded against his breastbone, his eyes wide with fear. He had never heard screams like that in his life. He could not tell whether it was the old green mare or perhaps Leo. He'd never heard Leo scream, and yet all of his senses were trained on the farmhouse, hoping that it had been the mare. Every muscle in the griffin's body was taut. Then, in the darkness, he could see it under the cold light of the moon. Something exited the house. Polo felt his breathing stop as the light sound of footsteps came his way, and in the moonlight, he saw her, the old green mare. Polo gulped as he watched her slowly shamble toward him, a bright, peculiar smile plastered on her face that held the griffin in check. Polo had never seen such a bright smile in all of his life. nor had he seen anyone with such orange eyes before.
Ooh. Okay.
Over the next few months, the residents of Ponyville buzzed about the two bodies found on the edge of the Everfree Forest. The bodies of two griffins, who could not be identified, lay mutilated, as if attacked by a large animal. Various body parts were missing from their corpses, and their faces were frozen in their last horrible moments of fear. The town went under a curfew, and for the next several weeks, investigators from the capital of Canterlot worked feverishly to find the beast or culprit that could have done such a thing to two griffins that, by all accounts, should have been able to fly away and escape whatever it was that was after them. Yet, after a time, the investigators packed up without any answers and without further incidents. Soon, the rest of the town forgot about the griffin bodies found on the edge of the Everfree. When the excitement passed, the ponies of Ponyville began to marvel at how quickly the apple crop at Sweet Apple Acres had improved since that May. The trees were pregnant with fruit, and even some of the other crops were larger than any pony could remember. Naturally, curious ponies would ask Granny Smith just how the family was able to turn the harvest around so quickly. When asked, the old green mare would just smile and tell them that with some hard work and some sacrifice, a little heart and the right words, anything was possible.
And the fanfic ends there. Alright. Yeah, so, that's it. That's the fanfic. It doesn't say who did the screaming bits. Let's see here. Oh. Miners love ponies. Huh, don't know who that was. Don't know who that is, but yeah. Okay, so if it's not obvious by now, like, the fanfic depicted, Granny Smith as, a necromancer, or a demon, or a witch or something, and she does these crazy rituals to keep the apple farm healthy and everything. Like, so yeah, I mean, obviously the canon Granny Smith isn't like that, but just goes to show you how crazy the MLP fandom is. Alright, let's see, hey Alex, I suggest playing some snarled videos. They're great for background noise. I use them a lot when I'm drawing. They have great binge videos. Oh, I've seen a few of their videos, actually. Hey Alex, sorry I'm late for the live stream. Oh, it's okay, Fast Cult Entertainment. I mean, we're only like 33 minutes in. Hopefully I'm gonna be doing this for another hour. Or hour and a half, I don't know. Oh, hi Terza Rose. Glad you can make it also. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Now I need to see, what's gonna be the next one? Oh, yeah, so, this may take me a while, so I'll just pull the chat back up. Alright. Like, I mean, there's a lot of these fanfics that would be cool for me to read for my second channel. But, I don't know. Oh, yeah, so, it's pronounced as Tirza, remember? Don't worry, I'll get it eventually. Tirza? Huh. You know, I don't ever remember you telling me about that. I mean, I know I remember you telling me how to pronounce Quetzals, but Tirza. Okay. Again, I'm sorry, like when you see something written out as a word and like you don't exactly know how to pronounce it, like you don't know how to exactly read it, and like the pronunciation is misinterpreted like all the time. Like I did that with my Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations live stream last year. Like, I mean, because like I couldn't exactly read it. Like I didn't know. Like it's yeah. Like I mean, first I may have a bit of dyslexia or like something. I don't know. Okay, I found another video. It's I'm used to it. Yeah, well, I'm used to people getting my name wrong too. Like I'm Alex. My name is Alex. Well, my full name is Alexandra, but like I've been called Alexandria, Alexandra, Alexis. Like, yeah, there is a lot of variations to my name. So, I mean, I'm also used to it, so yeah. I mean, it would be a spooky good time for some snarled. Yeah, well. Actually, I do have a. Actually, I think I may put on some snarled after this. Found the next fanfic. Here we go. Ads. I'm just gonna turn it down until it stops. Freaking vitamin water. Alright. Alright. I'm just gonna skip through the first one. Alright, here we go. This is an active well. Also by Scribbler.
Dear Princess Celestia, I haven't had much to report about friendship lately, so I thought I would write you a letter about what's been going on around Ponyville instead. Applejack tells me that Sweet Apple Acres had a bumper crop of Zap apples this year. I can't decide which is better, eating the jam and other delicious treats the apple family makes from them, or watching the Zap apples grow on the trees. It's truly a wondrous sight to behold, as no other fruit grows as quickly or magically as Zap apples do. Around town.
And we literally just listened to a fanfic about how the Zap apples may have been created. Alright.
Things are pretty normal, except for that strange box that showed up last night. At least, I have to assume it was last night, though I can't find any pony who actually saw it arrive. The box is over by City Hall at the moment. It's made out of dark wood that's quite lovely, but no pony's sure what it's for. So I thought I'd have a closer look today. Oh, and before I forget, the Cake's twins turned a year old yesterday. Time really flies, Princess. It doesn't seem like all that long ago they were still crawling around making baby noises. Now they're walking around making baby noises. Pinky threw a huge party for them, and at least half the town showed up. I can't remember the last time one of her parties was so amazing.
Oh.
It was a really...
I'm sorry, did the screen just go dark for a second? Did the screen go dark for a second? Did anyone see that? Hold on. Okay, now I'm tempted to make a save. Oh, geez, it happened again. What is What is happening? Is there a windstorm? Crap. I'm sorry, guys. I might have to end the stream until I figure out what's going on. Wait, if it does it again, I'll end the stream. Hold on. Are we good now? Are we good now? Is the screen gonna keep flickering? Friday Night Funk and MLP. Yeah, I'll get you in a minute, Orly. Okay. I think we're good. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, sorry, my computer does that. Like, it just flicks, and, like, cuts to black for a split second, and, like, and then it just comes back on a moment later, and it doesn't seem like anything gets messed up, just the screen shuts off for a second. I don't know what that's about. Hold on, I'm gonna try to move my computer tower. Alright, yeah. Alex, I'm going to have to leave soon. We don't have good Wi-Fi at our new house, so see you soon. Oh, okay, well, it was nice of you to show up, Tirza. Tirza! I'm sorry! Tirza. Gee, I might have to write your real pronunciation down. But, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Also about Friday Night Funk and MLP, I do have plans to potentially do a Friday Night Funkin' AU for the future. Just because, like, I mean, there's just a lot of good songs there, and so many people have adapted lyrics to it. So, like, I kind of want to try that. Like, try and make my own lyrics or something, so, but I don't know. I mean, like, I'm still on the fence about it. So, alright. Yeah, now, okay.
Good time. And I think that's part of the reason why Rarity ended up sleeping the entire day away. Silly me, I forgot to mention that. Rarity was up for 4 days and nights working feverishly on a new series of designs she says are not yet fit to be beheld by pony eyes. She told me she wants to unveil the dresses at this year's gala, so I guess we'll have to wait until then to see what all the fuss is about. I tried sneaking a peek, but Spike stopped me, which is why I'm writing this letter myself. Apparently, he thinks he's protecting her in her dresses. Anyway, that's the news from around Ponyville, Princess. I hope things are going well in Canterlot. If I learn anything new about friendship, you can count on hearing from me again. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Dear Princess Celestia, since you asked, I'll tell you more about the box. I did get a chance to look at it, but I have to say I'm completely stumped. I'll enclose a photograph taken by a young local photographer for precision's sake. As you can see from the photograph, the box is about 1.5 times my height and a little less wide than a pony is long. It appears to be constructed of a metal frame with wood paneling and features 3 orifices: a small vertical slot, a large hole with a rubber curtain that would be about the right size to fit a hoof, and another horizontal slot below that. Since I couldn't figure out at a glance what it's meant for, I attempted to take a look inside it with a viewing spell, but was unable to see anything because the spell didn't work correctly. Or at least, I guess it didn't. It was as though I was looking in one side of the box and out the opposite side without seeing anything in between. I'm fairly certain this result suggests that the box has been enchanted to keep ponies from seeing what's inside. Of course, the viewing spell is something I've not cast since I learned it for an exam 2 years ago, so me being rusty is perhaps an equally likely prospect, though I really don't think so. But it turns out the viewing spell wasn't entirely necessary, as we found out today what the machine does. if not its purpose. Garden Salsa, a local vegetable farmer, realized that you could fit a 1-bit coin into the smallest slot. The object, I have to assume it's a machine, since what else would accept money like that, did nothing. But some pony else had the idea that since the largest hole was about the size of a hoof, perhaps there was a button inside to press. From what I've been told, and I should mention that this is a third or fourth hoof account that I am relaying, Garden did so and yelped as something pricked her foreleg. When she withdrew her hoof, there was a tiny hole on the underside welling with blood. The machine then emitted a whirring noise for a few moments, after which a bell chimed and a slip of paper appeared in the lower slot. I've been told it read, in large print, Ursa Major. We have no idea what this means, Your Highness, but I will begin researching to see if I can get to the bottom of whatever this thing is. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Dear Princess Celestia, so much has occurred over the past 2 days that I've only now been able to find enough time to write you about them. You've no doubt heard about the Ursa attack on Ponyville. My friends and I distracted it while Fluttershy used her, as yet unexplained, stare power to calm the beast and send it back into the Everfree Forest. In the meantime, the marketplace was destroyed and a lot of ponies lost their homes. The property damage was severe, but it can be repaired, whereas...
Ugh. I mean... Bruh, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Obab Scribbler's videos, but she always has ads in the middle of the readings. I mean, come on. Is it? Alright. Let's see. Alright, this looks good.
Loss of life sadly cannot. The ponies whose homes were attacked first were the ones most severely injured, and Garden Salsa was found in the rubble afterward. I've never seen a dead pony before, Princess. At least not one who perished violently. I'm still not sure I know how to deal with everything I witnessed that day. I mention this terrible news because it was shortly after the cleanup began that some pony, I think it was Carrot Top, who had been Garden's friend and who was the one who had suggested she use the machine, remembered the slip Garden had gotten from it, the one that read Ursa Major. Needless to say, this caused a ripple of panic in town. Some said that the machine had predicted Garden's death. Others thought that it had prognosticated the attack on the town and could be used to tell the future. A couple of ponies called for its destruction, suggesting that it might actually have caused the attack. This is no less ridiculous a notion than the first two, though I must confess the motives behind the Ursa's attack remain unknown at this time. Fluttershy only said that it was confused and angry after a mishap with a beehive. At this point, a number of other ponies rushed to the machine and put bits in it to see what else it could predict or produce. I have confiscated the slips of paper and labeled each with the corresponding pony's name for research purposes. I've tested the slips for enchantments, but each is simply ink on paper. The only thing remarkable about them is the mechanism used for printing such regular block letters. The slips read as follows: old age, cancer, waterfall, cookies. I cannot determine as yet what any of this means, though the old age and cancer slips suggest that perhaps the cause of death is what is being predicted. However, this notion is completely ridiculous. Fortune-telling is impossible by magic, thus there is no way a simple machine can do it. My research continues, and though I have yet to find any mention of this machine in the books I've read, I will keep you informed of whatever I find. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Addendum to previous letter. Moments after sending that last letter, I was informed of a fifth pony who used the machine. Old Mr. Waddle received a slip reading heart attack. He died on the spot shortly thereafter of what looked like a heart attack to the ponies watching. Needless to say, tensions in town are high, and and my blood is running cold. Some are saying the machine caused the heart attack, though I would say it was only insofar as making Mr. Waddle anxious about the possibility of having a heart attack, which could have been enough stress to give himself one. That he died shortly after seeing his slip, and that poor Garden Salsa met her fate within a short period of time after getting hers, are cause for concern. But I think I can safely say that the machine did not kill these ponies. After all, a Minuet has not aged into an old mare overnight, nor has Sea Squirrel been tossed over a waterfall, though I hear she has canceled a planned whitewater rafting trip. The mayor has declared that the machine be placed under lock and key until we have discovered its true purpose, and I think that is the best solution for the moment. With trepidation and hope, Twilight Sparkle. Dear Princess Celestia, if what you say is true, then we are dealing with something far beyond the understanding of mortal pony. I hope that you can arrive soon, though I understand that the negotiations both you and Princess Luna are mired in must be prioritized. I write with disturbing news. As I said in my last letter, the machine was placed in City Hall's only jail cell yesterday on the mayor's order.
Bruh.
It took 4 strong stallions to even begin to lift the machine, as though it were determined to remain in place. Of course, it's silly to ascribe sentience to a machine, but I myself watched as Big Macintosh and the others loaded the machine onto a cart and took it to that jail cell. He told me afterward that the cell had been locked with a key only the mayor has access to. This morning, the machine was back in its original place. The cell was still locked and the keys had not left the mayor's side during the night. I'm so frightened, Princess. We all are. At first it was a curiosity, and then a threat. Now it's become a menace. Ponies are talking, and I have no idea what to do. Worse yet, I'm still coming up short on my research. I mean, there's not even a smidgen of an iota of a clue about this thing in any book I've got my hooves on. I vow I won't rest until I discover the meaning behind this machine. But I'm not sure if I can. Your fearful student, Twilight Sparkle.
Okay, the screen wasn't messing up on my end. Yeah, like, I've actually had that happen during some of my video recordings, and the recording doesn't look like it's picked up the screen flashes. So yeah, you know, I was thinking of you and me having an adventure together. Well, I mean, I did put you in my AU adaptation of Forgotten Friendship. So, maybe? Hey, Alex, have you heard of No Straight Roads? It's an indie game I highly recommend, especially for the music. It is so good. I agree. It's an amazing game. Yeah, like, someone on DeviantArt has been suggesting I watch it, but, like, I just haven't had the time to. I mean, hopefully I'll get to it eventually, but just not yet. Alright, let's see. Find the eyes. Here we go. Okay, let's see here. Is... Alright, here we go. Let's see here. I'm gonna try okay. That looks good. Alright. Okay. Just take your time, no prob. Good. Okay. Alright, let's just see here. Just need to make sure it's symmetrical. Wait, no, hold on. Not gonna have it be... Need to have it be more circular, because that's what eyes usually are. There we go. Yeah, that's another thing that I'm working on for my new art style, like improving my art. I'm trying to make things more realistic, especially the eyes, really. So, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Alright. Yeah, looks like we're good. Alright, back to the fic.
Dear Princess, at your behest, I will do everything in my power to destroy the machine. Before I do, however, I must inform you of the slips that have come out since my last letter. Ponies keep using it. It's like wanting to know how you'll die is some addiction. I certainly don't want to know, but every pony else seems fascinated by this stupid thing. Out of the 20 ponies who have used the machine, the results have been 5 old age, 2 cancer, one of which was specified as pancreatic, 4 natural causes, and then dragon, cider, bunnies, infidelity, Manhattan arms, muffins, Derpy was understandably very distressed by that, stampede, barn collapse, fire, and finally, drowning below ice. The mayor declared that the machine is now to be kept under guard 24 hours a day and that no pony else will be allowed to use it. I hope that when I next write, it is to inform you of the machine's destruction. The whole situation is so morbid, Princess. Why would any pony make something like this? Your determined student, Twilight Sparkle.
Here we go.
Princess, it happened again. It took me 2 days to work up enough spells to break the damn thing. Machine. But I killed it. It was gone. Totally destroyed. And then it came back. I want to emphasize how difficult demolishing this thing was. I used fire, ice, lightning, and acid spells. I tried shaking it apart, crushing it, and beating it with hammers. Finally, I just flung it straight up and let it fall. But it survived all of that. After so much exertion,
I've never been good at giving up.
There we go. Let's see here. Oh, we're back. Hold on.
it apart, crushing it, and beating it with hammers. Finally, I just flung it straight up and let it fall. But it survived all of that. After so much exertion, I was too exhausted to continue, so I rested while others worked at it with rocks and tools. My nap ended up being a full night's sleep, and in the morning the thing was completely untouched. I noticed that no pony was out save the two guards, and even they were giving it a wide berth. I went through every book on evocation that I have in this useless library until I found one that would destroy it in pretty much every way possible at once. I cast that spell. I haven't put that much of a strain on my magic since I sent the Ursa Minor back into the Everfree Forest, and that was 4 spells cast together, not 1. I watched as the machine was taken apart piece by piece, and then those pieces disintegrated at the molecular level. Finally, the cloud of particles collapsed in on itself and exploded. Seeing the pieces got me no closer to understanding what the infernal thing is, or how it works, by the way. There should be no way that thing could ever come back. The town's ponies applauded me for a job well done. Every pony breathed a sigh of relief and was looking forward to going back to their normal homes and lives. But The machine is back, Princess, as of this morning. If we weren't scared out of our wits before, we are now. Overnight, one of the ponies with a natural causes prediction passed away in her sleep. The doctor confirmed the cause of death. There's talk from ponies of wanting to move away, and at least one family already has. You have to help us, Princess. You're the only one who can now. Please, save us from this thing. It's driving Ponyville mad. Twilight Sparkle.
Bruh.
From the Journal of Twilight Sparkle, head librarian of Ponyville. Names of the sisters. What's happening to Ponyville? Ponies are either running away or wrestling with the guards for a glimpse of their own mortality. They're hurting each other, trying to get to it, and the hospital is almost full. Ponies have stopped working, stopped going to school. Instead, they spend their time contemplating their deaths, drinking themselves into stupors, or doing crazy, dangerous things because they know they won't die that way. Except that sometimes they do anyway, and it turns out they just misinterpreted the machine's prediction. I've seen store windows smashed in. There have been at least 3 fires. The mayor was beside herself until she used the machine. Then she asked me, "What's the point when you know how it's going to end?" Some ponies have given up, while others have only now started to live. Despite all it's been through since I came here, I've never seen this town worse off. Rarity and Sweetie Belle left for Canterlot. Fluttershy won't come out of her house. Pinkie Pie's mane has been flat for days, and I haven't got the first clue where Rainbow Dash is. Applejack says she's not leaving ever, but I haven't seen her set hoof outside her farm, not since the machine came back last time. It's like an itch. Wanting to know is, I can feel it creeping at my skin, lurking at the back of my brain. I'm trying to deny it. How can you not want to know? From the Journal of Twilight Sparkle, head librarian of Ponyville. I used it. It's just part of my research, to find out precisely what the process feels like. I keep telling myself that. But I had to know. It only hurt a little. I didn't look at the paper. Except I did.
I didn't look at the paper, except I did. What? I mean... Okay, that's just... What? Okay, I paper, except I did. What? Alrighty. Alright.
I saw the words as I destroyed them. I don't know what they mean. I can't even write them here. If I don't write them down, they won't become real, right? We all have to die someday. But what's the use in thinking about it? What does this fucking thing mean?
Oof! Bruh, okay, I didn't... Okay, I forgot about that part. Alright. Sorry about that, everyone. Jeez, Alright, I mean, we should be good now. Alright, comments? No. Alright.
Dear Princess Celestia, please destroy this letter after you read it. I don't want any pony but you and I to know about this. Since you intervened, the machine has not returned. Whatever you did, it worked.
Yeah.
I don't know when or even if life in Ponyville will ever return to normal, but we're eternally grateful to you for getting rid of it. I don't know how you did it, but I do know what you tried at first. You tried using it. I understand why now, though I didn't initially. Because you're immortal, you thought you could confuse it and destroy it with logic. But that didn't happen. I saw your face as you read the slip, And then I ran home because I couldn't deal with the thought of you dying. The thing is, I know what your slip said. It said exactly the same thing as mine, didn't it? What does it mean, Princess? Will we ever know?
How does this look? Alright, yeah, and that's the fic. It's over. Alright, you should be good. Yeah, so, that's the fic. Sorry about that one cuss at the end there, but yeah, it's been 3 weeks since I listened to it. I don't really remember all of it, really. Yeah, well, okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna do this. Turtles. Okay, yeah. The irises don't really look... Alright, here we go. Alright. Oh, yeah, now I'm gonna do the snarled thing now. Alright. Here we are. Alright. I'm gonna play a snarled story now. So yeah, let's do it. Hold on. Huh. That's weird. Alright, here we go.
The Pokemon trading card game, Sword and Shield, Evolving Skies. Available now.
Huh.
What's the number one sign
Alright,
of a
here
bad
we
home
go.
security system? A home security system that's so complicated you never use it. This is exactly the type of security system Simply Safe has spent a decade fighting against.
It's just an ad. Hold on.
You get free shows. You and we every is keep
Alright, here we go.
Critter Valley Black. The writer of the following story wanted you to know that it was adapted from a Reddit post by a user named Black Cartridge Believer 98. That after being interviewed over email, the post was then deleted, and so was any sign of the user. I ripped open the thick brown envelope and out slipped a used black game cartridge with a sticky note attached. Don't play. Killed system. Sorry. My friends wouldn't stop telling me about their new Critter Valley pre-orders arriving soon. The only console I had was decades old, so I usually would just wait to watch them play. Until now. After running my finger along the jagged burnt surface of the cartridge, my eyes fixed on the bootleg label with its garishly printed Japanese characters and a strange red symbol. It felt like there was purpose in that. Strength. Wait until my friends find out I'm playing an English hack of the original Critter Valley, never released outside of Japan, weeks before their pre-orders would arrive. And, best part, it would run on my retro system. I looked again at the warning on the note. So what if I brick my old console? It's about ready for the trash anyway. I paid 2 weeks worth of allowance for the game, and now I was going to play. Flinging off the covers, I went to my desk and pulled out my system. I took a seat, popped in the cartridge, and turned it on. When the game started, there was no boot-up screen. Weird, I thought. But I found no home menu. Not even an option to choose a saved game to start from. In the back of my mind, I felt that there was something off. There was like a ringing in my ear. Somewhere a thin, whistling wind started up. Was it coming from the game's CPU? Had I wasted my money? The game booted me directly into the center of a digital village at night. In the middle of a main square stood the villager under my control. Whosoever owned this game, their avatar looked pretty normal and wore sunglasses. On this main drag, I couldn't help but notice the shops that were supposed to be there were gone. As far as I knew, you couldn't really modify things like that, but this player had. Not even the villagers were out. Strange way to play, I thought, searching for the logic. As I peered closer, my screen flickered, and I saw a partially blurred image of a shadowy character with red eyes. It engaged a dialogue scene, but instead of addressing my villager, it turned instead towards me. "Have you returned, Isaac?" read the broken speech bubble through a garble of static noise. I shook my console remote and the weird malfunction went away. Who's Isaac? I wondered as I felt the system getting warm to the touch. Wandering south to the main square, I found the other villagers' houses lined up.
Wait.
Each one was identical in shape and uniformly black. Whoever's game this was sure had strange taste. Maybe it was this Isaac? They really liked a bizarre aesthetic. In the windows of each house were Halloween lights, orange and bright. And they went through the effort of custom designing the front of each door to display a signpost with the red circular symbol from the label. Most people design movie posters of pictures of their dogs, but this had that symbol. Strength. The words echoed in my mind. To my surprise, it popped up on the screen, and I could hear the words repeated from a chorus of critters I couldn't see. Was I imagining things? Shuddering, I walked beyond the grim houses to look for a break in the cliffs at either side. A static digital moon shone over my character as they walked. Eventually, I arrived at a dead-end clearing. Tired and drowsy, I rubbed my eyes and looked at my phone. It was 3 a.m. What happened to the time? Then, through my TV speakers came a digitalized whistle of wind. The screen went black and flickered back on. That's when I saw my villager standing at the top of a hill, looking down at a large symbol glowing red and pulsating before the edge of a cliff. Suddenly, my villager equipped their shovel and began moving around without my input. I looked on in horror as my character's sunglasses disappeared without warning, revealing dark holes where the character's eyes should have been. Of its own accord, my villager started walking towards the outer edge of the symbol. That's when I noticed that equilaterally placed along the outer ridge of the symbol were 10 plots of dirt, and a terrible certainty grew within me that something, somehow, was buried in each one. From every tiny plot, speech bubbles sprang up like notifications, each one reading, "Isaac, Isaac." The air in the room grew dense with a pressure that popped one of my ears. "Isaac, Isaac." A loud digital whistling of wind sounded off everywhere around me. "Isaac, Isaac." In those last seconds, I realized the villager was going to take the shovel and dig up one of those plots. "Isaac, dig up the plot and break the circle. Isaac, break the enclosure. Isaac." I was terrified and smelled something acrid. The game console had begun to overheat. This was a trap for something, and this digital avatar, free of my control, was going to let it out. The character began to frantically dig, unearthing an animal skull. With a whir, the TV screen flickered images of the character I saw earlier, and the word strength flashed before my eyes as critters began the chant again. The creature drew near. Strength. The chanting growing louder. Strength. I was glued to the screen. I couldn't look away. It was coming for me. The controller sparked, sending shocks through my hands, up my arms. There was a sudden pop, and the house went dark. A fuse had tripped somewhere, freeing me from my shocked immobility. In the blackout, I twitched, the imagery still seared on my retinas. The lights flicked back on again. Quickly, I lurched over and unplugged the TV, my muscles still spasming. I tossed the controller away from me, vowing to never play again, hoping that the power had gone off before anything had escaped into my world. Have you seen our new...
Okay. Not to be rude or anything, but... I mean, I've heard this story before, but, like, that was really bad. Like, it threw out every single creepypasta cliche known to man. Basically, like, the friggin', yeah, got a haunted game, the demon, the player not being able to control the avatar, empty eye sockets, just everything like that. And basically the whole, saying, I'll never play again, like, that's also a cliche, so, yeah, and that's just part 1. Believe it or not, that's part 1. Okay, okay. Believe it or not, that's part 1. Alright. So, that's... Alright, I got that. And now, let's just see here. MLP Generation 5 came out today. Yeah, I've been seeing that. Like, the movie. I mean, I haven't actually seen it myself yet. And in regards to what I'm going to be doing with it, with the for the AUs, I don't know. I mean, like, I may take some inspiration from it. I mean, it's not the first time I've taken inspiration from previous MLP generations. Like, you know, if you can think back to 2018, the whole To Where and Back Again adaptation, that, and the whole prospect of Rarity becoming a princess or alicorn, and having the same thing happen with the rest of the main 6, other than Twilight, like, well, that was actually taken from a Gen 3 movie, storybook, whatever, like, it was called The Princess Promenade? At least I think so? I don't exactly remember it. I used to have the storybook, but I don't know where it went. But, so yeah, if you, like, see that story, and, like, if you look that up, The Princess Promenade, MLP Gen 5, 3, and then go to see my AU adaptation of To Where and Back Again, you'll see a whole lot of parallels with that story and what I've done for it. So, like, yeah, speaking of, my main 6 all being alicorns, like, I think I'm actually gonna have them revert back to the original ponies they were born as, 'cause, like, well, now that MLP is ended and no one except for Twilight is an alicorn, I just thought, yeah, I think it's best if I just have them give up their alicornism at some point, and alicornhood, I don't know. Oof. I always have trouble with this part. Chest. Alright. TDWT MLP. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's see. Part 2 of Critter Valley Black.
Unicorn can at your MeUndies.com. Want to hear something scary?
Here we are. Alright.
Critter Valley Black 2. Welcome back to Critter Valley. The writer of the following story wanted you to know that it was adapted from a Reddit post by a user named Black Cartridge Believer 98. That after being interviewed over email, the post was then deleted, and so was any sign of the user. This story is the conclusion to what he discovered from his research. There was something reaching out to me from within the game. I sat, immobilized in the darkness, trapped in the glow of the screen. My villager, with dark sockets for eyes, pushed his shovel into the dirt. Withdrawing an animal skull from the loosened earth, he held it up, smiling. The creature drew near. Strength. The chanting growing louder. Strength. A loud car horn woke me out of my nap as I sat in bed staring at my ceiling. It was my mom's car. She was taking my sister to her volleyball game. She texted asking if I wanted to join, but I declined. I hadn't been sleeping well, so I passed out for most of the day. The rest of the evening I was home alone, and I did whatever I could to not think about what had happened the night before. Nightmares of the television screen haunted my dreams. Images of that thing trying to get out of the Critter Valley game replayed over and over in my head. I needed to know what it was. Maybe it was a hacked boss level. Maybe I was a coward for chickening out. Against my better judgment, I booted the system up again. The TV hummed on, and my villager stood in a field of red flowers with what looked like several large black moths fluttering in the air. I don't remember seeing any black moths in this game series, I thought. I focused on the game again, searching for fruits to loot and trying to capture bugs. Eventually, I arrived at a dead-end clearing. Through the television speakers came a digitized whistle of wind like the one the night before. I looked back at the game screen to see a red balloon tethered to a small white box, tied with a red ribbon, hanging absolutely still within the circle of the moon. My eyes grew wide when, pop! I jumped in my seat as I heard, clear as day behind my head, the sharp clap of an exploding balloon. Opening my eyes back onto the screen, the balloon's prize rested at my villager's feet. After picking it up, I paused for a minute and thought against opening it, but I was shivering again, harder than the last time, and my nervous thumb pushed in and opened the present. It was a note.
Your turn.
It said. The room exploded in noise. The force of it pushed me to the ground. Both of my ears rang with a high-pitched whine that felt like a dentist drill was sinking into my eardrums. I squinted from the pain. Then, through tear-blurred eyes, I saw the creature appear outside of the screen and in my room. It grew like a storm cloud. It hunched over me, its shape too large for the room's ceiling. One glowing eye opened in the darkness. From within itself, a large limb unfurled and extended to me. It grabbed me.
It begins.
Its voice said in a chorus of creature voices. The dry heat coming off of it made my nose bleed, and I couldn't scream. What did it want? My head was pounding as it felt as if a piece of my soul was being squeezed out. My neck burned as I felt the creature leave a mark. Strength. Voices cheered as the monster retreated back into the screen. My villager avatar had changed and looked like me now, with a bandage on his nose and the red symbol on his neck. He held what looked like a long bone.
Here we go.
I traced the raised mark left on me with my fingers, and it matched. Something had been taken from me, but I didn't know what until I tried to stand. Shifting forward, an extraordinary pain shot through my thigh. I collapsed to the ground under my own weight. My leg was broken.
Alright. Yeah, so, these are the two bases. How long has it been? Oh, the Owl House. Huh. I haven't really, watched that. I don't watch the Owl House. Okay, so, let's see. I mean, Yeah, so these are here's the bases. Like, got one male, one female. Now, in case you're, wondering why I made these two bases, like, I mean, I guess I should tell you what they're for. Like, yeah, so, I made these yesterday, the teacher tags for, the little homeschool teachers for my Steven Universe Friendship AU, and unlike the Harmonic University teacher tags, instead of the cutie mark, there's an ID picture, and basically what these are, it's basically the ID picture things. Like, what I'm planning on doing is that I'm gonna be making, using these bases to, make the, I guess, ID pictures for, each of the teachers, and, yeah, I mean, I was hoping to actually get started on doing that today, but it's like, I've been streaming for an hour and a half almost, and like it's like almost 7:40 at night where I live, so I really should be stopping soon, unless you want me to continue. Actually, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, these came out pretty good, I guess. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I tried. But, yeah, so. Oh, hold on, let's see. Gotta put this in every single one. There we go. Okay, yeah, so this is it for now. Oh, hold on. Oh, I didn't see that. Hold on. I need to fix something. Oh, shoot. May have to go into Asaprate. Hold up. Alright. Yeah. There we go. Alright, that's fixed. Oh, there's that, but that'll just be... There we go. Alright. Yeah, so, these bases are done. Yeah, so I'm gonna post these on my DeviantArt as soon as I stop the stream. So, yeah, okay, yeah, I actually think I'm gonna end the stream now, so, yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in, even though, it may not really have been, all that interesting. I thank you all for tuning in, so, thank you, and, hopefully I'll see you all later. Yeah, so, bye everyone. Thanks for watching.